years ago, it was all country out here. People rode their horses, we did farming, we did, all agriculture. Now we're completely engulfed in homes. Farms are dying out and, the generations are dying out. The one thing that I will do is I will keep this going. I have to keep my parents' name going and what they have done and what they have built. My grandparents came here in the 20s. They bought a piece of property on State Road 7. They had a chicken farm, and they were the biggest chicken poultry farm in Florida. After that, they decided to go into the retail nursery business. It was in the 50s when they opened a retail nursery business. My dad and my grandfather used to go down to Miami to see the beautiful gardens there. And that's where my dad started to fall in love with plants.
The bromeliad business was first introduced to me when I was about 7 or 8 years old at Fantastic Gardens in South Miami, where I saw my first bromeliads.
My father bought this farm. It started out as a flowering tree farm, and we did that for a while, and then he went into the impatiens business, which was massive. There was impatiens all over Florida, but the impatiens got a fungus throughout the world and killed them all, so then he decided he had to go into something else. He started designing this home, and he wanted to put bromeliads in, and he couldn't find them. When he did find them, they were super, super expensive, and he said that he can do it better and cheaper.
Bromeliads were not well known because none of the growers grew very many. Well, I knew in the business you had to grow enough to meet the market, which I took the gamble of growing a vast number of them.
At one point, I lived in the Keys for a while. I love nature. I love the water. I love plants. I felt very good down there. I came back because I actually needed to do something with my life. I just didn't know what to do. I went into the medical field and I loved it for a long time. I was in charge of a lot, but it started taking a toll on me. I was working so many hours and I was so stressed out. My marriage was starting to crumble, and I knew that I didn't want my son to be raised in this stressful environment. So me and my husband, we packed up, we moved to Central Florida. We got 10 acres, we bought a place, and we made a horse ranch. And the horses and then my landscaping saved me. I mean, I was literally destroyed when I moved up there. Slowly, I started coming back. So I would come down to the farm here where my dad was, and I would take a bunch of plants and I would go up and start landscaping. Well, people started seeing that, and then I started landscaping their stuff. And I love plants and I love getting dirty, and I wanted to be more involved in the plants. And for years, 30 years, I've asked my dad, please let me work here at the farm. I know I could do good with you. I know it would be so great. And he didn't want me to take that gamble because it is hard work, which I'm not afraid of, but the part he was worried about was the hurricanes and the issues that we have in Florida. I mean, in a day, your business can get wiped away. His business actually was wiped away twice, and he said, I'll never do it again. So finally, I think I broke him a little bit because I asked him so many times, and he looked at me and he said, I will give you one chance to come here and you show me what you can do. He put me on this interview like Shark Tank, and he about destroyed me. I went home crying. I said, that man is putting me through hell. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show him what I could do. And I showed him, and we never looked back. Now we have 3 trucks. We have a clientele that is just amazing. We sell out of the country, all over the United States. My dad always taught me to work hard. Doesn't matter what you do. You could be a garbage man, you could be a doctor, you could dig ditches. Doesn't matter. Hard work and determination gets you everywhere. And I believe that with my whole heart because of what he taught me. And I love him to death. And everything he taught me and everything he's done, I want to continue. It's important. People don't want to work anymore. They want instant gratification. You can't have instant gratification with this. You have to have hands-on to have all of this. You know, it's so important. My dad, he created some plants in his little bromeliad world, you know, pink panties, red candles, party dress. You know, he named these great names, reminded him of something. You know, he loved to dance. So he's like, let's name this one right here party dress. You know, it looks like a beautiful flowing skirt. I have my son and my husband involved now. They do tissue culture, which is huge. It's the next step. Tissue culture is genetically cloning one plant and making millions. We do it with plants because we love it. Plants make us feel good. It produces oxygen. We need plants. My son is in love with plants. He gets dirty and he loves it, and he wants to do the same thing that we're doing. When people think about Grant's Farm, I want them to think about my dad. I want them to be able to take a deep breath and be calm and happy. I want them to be able to put a smile on their face because, you know, these plants just, they make you happy. They give you peace. And they just let me know that my parents are always going to be here, you know, because they started it. I'll continue it. My son will continue it. Wouldn't it be awesome if my son's kids continue it? I mean, it would be wonderful.